Each NBA team has never. 76ers. The 76ers have never been past the second round in the playoffs during the Joel Embiid era so far. Bucks. Despite being in the same division, the Bucks and Cavaliers have never faced each other in the playoffs ever. Bulls. The Bulls have only paid the luxury tax once in franchise history during the 2013-14 season, in which Derrick Rose suffered a season-ending injury, which means outside of the Derrick Rose era, the Bulls have never paid the luxury tax. Cavaliers. Aside for the Bucks, the Cavs have never faced the Miami Heat or Charlotte Hornets in the playoffs. Celtics. The Celtics are one of the few NBA teams who have never moved. They have been the Boston Celtics since the franchise's inception. Clippers. The Clippers have never played a game in June in franchise history. They also have never been a number 1 seed in franchise history. Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have never drafted a first overall pick, despite having the 4th worst win percentage in NBA history. Hawks. The Hawks have never beaten LeBron James once in the postseason, and this is a rivalry that spans many years, from 2009 to 2016. Over that time frame, every single time they faced LeBron in the playoffs, they lost. Heat. The Miami Heat have never drafted a first or third overall pick in their franchise history. Up until Bam Adebayo, they never drafted a 14th either. And for quick reference, Dwayne Wade was a 5th overall pick. Hornets. The Hornets have also never been a number 1 seed, nor have they ever played a Christmas Day game. Jazz. The Utah Jazz never had an NBA Hall of Fame center. They've had Hall of Fame point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, and power forwards, but no centers unless Rudy Gobert ends up in the Hall of Fame. Spencer Haywood did play center in the ABA, but was a power forward in the NBA. Kings. The Kings have never had a player win Defensive Player of the Year while on their roster. Knicks. The Knicks never won a playoff series after losing Game 1 at home. They have won playoff series where they lost Game 1 on the road, but if they lose Game 1 at home, they end up losing the series too. Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers have never faced the Clippers in the NBA playoffs. They're the only current Western Conference franchise that the Lakers never faced in the postseason all time. Magic. The Magic have never won 10 games in a row during the regular season. Their longest regular season winning streak is 9 games. Only they and the Washington Wizards have 9-game winning streaks. Every other NBA franchise has a double-digit winning streak. Mavericks. The Mavericks have never won a playoff series against the Warriors. They lost to them in the 2022 Western Conference Finals, and they even lost to them in the 2007 first round when the Mavs were the 1st seed and the Warriors were the 8th seed. Nets. The Nets never had a player win 6th Man of the Year while on their roster. Nuggets. The Nuggets never had a rookie win Rookie of the Year in franchise history. Sorry, Carmelo Anthony. With that in mind, the Miami Heat also never had a player win Rookie of the Year. Pacers. The Indiana Pacers never had a number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. They never even had a former number 1 overall pick come and play for them. Pelicans. The Pelicans have never paid the luxury tax in franchise history. They also never had a 60-plus win season. Their best record all time is 56-26. Pistons. The Pistons never had a player win MVP while playing for them. Teams who also never had players win MVPs on their franchise are the Nets, Hornets, Pacers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Magic, and Raptors. Raptors. The Raptors have never beaten the Cleveland Cavaliers in a playoff series ever. They are 2-12 all time against the Cavs. Rockets. NASA Rockets don't launch in Houston for a reason. The Rockets have never won a dunk contest. Also, Kenny the Jet Smith was on the Kings during the 1990 season, but he didn't win that dunk contest anyway. He was a runner-up. Spurs. The Spurs have never started a season 5-0 ever, even in their best seasons. They always lose at least one of their first 5 games every season in franchise history so far. They got close in 2017. They won the first 4, then for some odd reason they got blown out by the Orlando Magic on that 5th game, 114-87. For context, the Magic finished 14th in the East that season, going 25-57 overall. Suns. Not only have the Suns never won an NBA title before, they've never had a different finals outcome other than losing in 6 games. In all 3 finals appearances so far, they lost in 6. First to the Celtics, then to the Bulls, and then most recently they lost in 6 to the Bucks. Thunder. The Thunder have never drafted a first overall pick in franchise history. Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have never swept an NBA team in the playoffs before. The Clippers and Grizzlies also have never swept an opposing playoff team. Trailblazers. The Portland Trailblazers and Memphis Grizzlies have never hosted an All-Star Weekend or All-Star Game, and that includes the Vancouver Vancouver Grizzlies. NBA All-Star 2016 was the only All-Star weekend outside of the US, by the way, when it happened in Toronto. Warriors. Despite having some great all-time bench players, the Warriors have never had a player win Sixth Man of the Year while on their roster. Wizards. The Wizards have never lost a conference finals in franchise history. They've been to 4 of them and won all 4, advancing to the NBA Finals. But when they finally got to the NBA Finals, they only won that one time back in 1978. So here was at least one thing each NBA team has never done. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 of what each NBA team has never done. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.